Ms. Sharp, did you take an oath when you came into this courtroom today?
Yes, I did.
Did you raise your hand?
Yes, I did.
Did you swear to tell the truth?
Yes, I did.
The whole truth?
Yes.
Nothing but the truth?
Yes.
So help you who?
God.
So can we agree that this court acknowledges that your testimony here today will be accountable to God?
Your Honor, I don't object to the relevance of this.
Sustained.
Your Honor, they brought up the religion.
Ask for a response. It's sustained. Ask the next question.
Do you believe that your testimony here will be accountable to God?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Sharp, how many times did we meet in person?
4.
How many one-on-one conversations during those meetings do you think that we actually had? Just you and me, nobody else around, just you and me.
Maybe 2.
2 conversations in our whole lives,
Maybe
just me and
3.
you.
You said during those meetings.
During the 4 times that we saw each other in person,
Mm-hmm.
how many times did you and I have a one-on-one conversation where other people were not in the conversation? Just me and you.
I can remember 3.
Okay. And how many times did we communicate on the phone?
Do you want me to estimate? I don't remember how many times.
Sure, just an estimate.
I'm not sure how to estimate that. Multiple times?
Like more than 10 or less than 10?
Probably more than 10.
More than 20?
I don't remember.
Okay. And text messages, the same. How many times do you think that we conversed via text?
I don't know. I'm not sure how to answer that again.
Okay, so would it
Multiple times.
Okay. So would it be fair to say that some of the things that you remember are from other people and not actually from me to you directly?
Perhaps.
Okay. So in the instance when you said that I mentioned to you something about zombies, I would like to know what I said to you exactly verbatim about zombies.
Well, I remember we talked about zombies in 2019 for the girls' weekend. You had
Okay.
mentioned zombies.
I mentioned zombies at that weekend out of my mouth and not someone else, but me.
Object to argumentative.
Overruled. You can ask. Why don't you rephrase that question?
Okay. So you're saying under oath that I said the word zombies at that meeting, or I'll go with that.
To the best of my recollection, it was that weekend during the girls' weekend, 2019.
And
Again, that was 6 years ago. So like verbatim, I don't remember verbatim, but I think it was that weekend.
So it could have been that someone else was talking to you about zombies, but I was actually there also. Is that correct?
I'm going to object that the witness has answered that question and said it was her.
Overruled. She can answer.
Would you mind restating, please?
Is it possible that someone else said the word zombie and not me at that meeting when we were all there with the girls?
It's possible, but I don't think it was. I think it
Then
was
what
you.
did I say exactly about zombies? I want to know the sentence I said to you about zombies.
Hold on.
Again,
Ask questions. Okay.
I
make
object to
statements.
asked and answered.
So rephrase your question.
What sentence did I say to you with the word zombie in it.
And I'm going to object to asked and answered.
Technically, it has been asked and answered, but go ahead and answer.
Again, I don't remember verbatim. That was, what, 6 years ago?
So it could be possible that it really never came out of my mouth. Is that true?
Okay, I'm going to object again to asked and answered now a third time.
Sustained.
Ms. Sharp, who are the three Nephites in the Book of Mormon?
The 3 Nephites? I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
In 3 Nephi 28, the three Nephites, do you know who they are?
Off the top of my head, no.
You do not know who they are.
No, not off the top of my head.
Okay. In the Bible, do you know of John the Revelator?
Yes?
Do you know of John the Revelator being translated?
I don't remember that, but
You don't remember that? What about in the Old Testament, Elijah, was he translated?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to relevance.
What's the relevance?
I've been accused of being out of the scope of the LDS religion when this is exactly in the scope of the LDS religion.
All right, I guess to the extent you're comparing yourself to these biblical figures, I'll allow it.
related? Yes, I believe so.
Okay. But you don't know that John the Revelator was translated as well?
I can't remember.
And then the three Nephites in the Book of Mormon, they're translated as well?
No, there were 3. You asked me their names. I don't remember their
I
names.
wasn't asking their names. I said, do you know who they are? As in, are you aware of them? I'm sorry. I'll be more specific. Are you aware of the three Nephites in the Book of Mormon?
Yes,
That they were translated?
yes.
So is it fair to say that that isn't uncommon in the Christian belief system, to believe in people being translated?
I don't know if I'm qualified to answer that question for all of Christianity.
Okay. Are you a Christian that believes in the Bible?
Yes,
Object, Your Honor, to relevance.
I'll allow it briefly, but hurry up and make your point.
yes, I believe in the Bible, of course.
And Elijah in the Bible is translated, right?
Yes,
And you believe in that, right?
yes,
And you're a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, is that correct?
correct,
So that would not be out of the scope of what you believe. That's all I'm asking.
correct.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. Thank you. So when we were having this girls' weekend, what else did we do besides one prayer?
I remember going out to lunch,
Mhm.
and we went to the temple and we did service projects.
So we had a typical fun girls' weekend
Yes,
with 5 minutes of a prayer.
I don't remember how long that prayer was.
But basically, out of the 72 hours that we got together, 5 minutes of it we spent actually praying.
Again, I don't remember how long the prayer was, but that was not, from my perspective, the focus or majority of our time spent.
Okay. How long would you say that prayer was? 10 minutes? Longer?
I don't recall.
Okay. But a tiny portion of our whole fun weekend, right?
It was a small portion, yes.
Okay. How many communications have you had over the past 5 years with Christina Atwood?
Many.
Like how many?
Again, I'm not sure how to estimate that.
Daily, weekly, monthly?
Weekly for sure, sometimes daily.
Okay. So would you say over the past 5 years that your relationship has grown with Christina?
Yes.
And are you related now?
To Christina?
Uh-huh.
No, we're not related.
Oh, as in-laws?
No,
Okay, I wondered. I didn't know.
no.
Your Honor, again, I'm going to ask that the defendant be told not to comment about the questions and testify.
Yes, the jury should disregard that comment after the answer.
Are you still in contact with Zulema Pastenes?
No, I haven't had contact with her in a while.
Are you in contact with Kay Woodcock?
Who? I'm sorry?
Kay Woodcock?
I don't know who that is.
Okay. Are you still in contact with Nicole Earl?
Yes,
How often?
often. Again,
Weekly or daily?
weekly, sometimes daily.
Okay. What about Melanie Gibb? Are you still in contact with her?
No, I run into her occasionally, but
You said also in your testimony earlier that I said that I believe I don't need to repent and you are shocked. Is that correct?
yes.
What did I say to you exactly?
Again, I don't remember verbatim. That was over 6 years ago, but something to the effect of you didn't need to repent. Again, I don't know exactly, but or we didn't need to repent, whatever it was. But yes, that's what I remember.
What was the context of that conversation? Like, how would that come up? I'm like, how would that come up?
I don't remember what we were talking about or how that subject was brought to the forefront, but it was, I definitely remember that comment.
You remember that coming out of my mouth to you specifically, not from someone else, but from me to you directly.
Yes, and it was, I think, in front of all of us, but I'm not very clear on that. I think it was to all of us from you.
So was I teaching a class that you attended and said something in that regard?
No,
Why would I be the one speaking?
sometimes we take turns when we speak.
Speculation as to why the defendant would be speaking.
I'll let the answer stand. She answered.
You said something about being uncomfortable on that weekend. Is that correct? With some of the topics?
Yes,
Why didn't you just leave if you were so uncomfortable?
I was uncomfortable with some of the topics, but I was still there with friends and I'd flown across the country, so it was not easy to leave. And I didn't feel like I needed to leave at that point.
But you're a grown woman, right? You have your own mind and ideas.
Yes, of course.
So would it be fair to say that you didn't disagree so much at the time, but now looking back on it, you disagree?
I don't think that's a fair comment. No.
And would it also be fair to say that we had a good time of that weekend
Yes, we did have a good time.
and that now you've changed your mind a little bit?
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question. Change my mind about what?
About what made you uncomfortable?
No, I didn't change my mind.
You had mentioned something about you were interviewed by the police a couple of times. Is that correct?
Yes,
How many times?
twice.
Who were you interviewed by?
The first time a detective came to my home, his name was Nate Moffett, I think.
Okay. When was that about, approximately?
I want to say spring 2020.
Okay. How long was that interview?
I don't remember.
Like an hour or less or?
And Your Honor, the witness has already answered the question. She doesn't remember.
Can you estimate how long that interview was?
Well, from my memory, I don't remember it well. I thought it was only a few minutes, but
Okay.
I think it was longer than that, perhaps.
Longer than a few minutes?
Yes.
What about your second interview? Who was that with?
That was with two detectives from Idaho
And where did that take place?
in the Chandler Police Station.
And how long was that interview?
That one I remember being longer, for sure. Over an hour, perhaps an hour and a half.
And what did you exactly have to contribute to the police for an hour and a half with someone that you have only met 3 times in person in your life?
Objection, speculation, relevance.
Sustained.
What were they interested in you telling them?
And I'm going to object to speculation, relevance.
Sustained.
What did you tell them about me in those interviews?
Objection, overbroad,
Well,
foundation.
also calls for hearsay.
Yeah,
Sustained.
Do you feel like you have something to offer here today in relation to the crime that I'm charged with?
objection, relevance. Goes to the final
Sustained.
opinion.
Ms. Sharp, did you see or hear or personally witness me conspire with my brother or anyone else to murder my husband, Charles Vallow?
No, I did not.
Thank you. No more questions.
Redirect?